Hey everyone, in this video I just want to show you before the logging company clears this up. There was a giant blowdown on this road over the winter, and now that the snow has finally melted, I'm going to show it to you. This main artery through everything is now passable. People with chainsaws, loggers with chainsaws have made it passable. But it needs to be passable to the major log trucks that are about to come out here during or after the mud season's over. So what they're going to do on this road is they're going to have a giant tractor come out with a shredder, and it's just going to blast the wood chips into the woods of all the trees that fell into the road. So I just want to drive down here and show you all the damage from over the winter time that has occurred. You see, we got to drive way over here into the drainage ditch, which by the way should be dug out to prevent more flooding. So I just want to drive down here and show you how bad it is. It gets really bad. There's like a little section right here. I'm going to drive really fast through it. There's not much of anything here. But there's some very bad parts up here that they're about to clear out of the way so they can send big trucks down here pretty soon. This road, considering the time of year and it's still mud season, it is amazing that I'm able to drive comfortably 40 miles an hour. Because most roads this time of year, you just can't. The amount of potholes and mud. And there's still a good amount of snow too. See that? Alright, here we go back into some of the damage. See all these trees pushed over in the road. There's areas where absolutely every tree just fell over across the road. I showed you certain areas of that over the winter that fell across the main arteries. Of course, that was already cleaned up right away as it was a priority. See, there's a gigantic mess right here, and I'm gonna stop on this bridge, and I just want to show you down the river a bunch of them also fell. Gonna stop right here. Look at that mess all across the river. Now there's areas where entire acres just pushed over all at once, like a microburst went through here. Got you guys back in the windshield. Let's move a little further up. Here's a bunch of trees that had to be moved out of the way. More. Birch tree fell over. Here's one stuck, about to fall into the road. Yeah, this happens a lot. These trees are pretty weak. A lot of them uprooted from the soft soil. A good amount of them snapped. I think there was like a small microburst or something that caused a lot of this to come down. And also, none of this forest is old growth. So the stuff that is here, it was grown very tightly together as a tree farm. So that makes the trees themselves pretty weak also. They didn't have thousands of years to adjust to storms. This entire ecosystem is brand new. I just want to show you right here this joint. This road was not cleared by anybody, as you can see. This road has a giant blowdown. Somebody's gonna have to go down there with the shredder. Somebody actually has already been down there. I can see they just drove over the entire drainage ditch. And see this road, this is now impassable here, I should say. I actually want to kind of drive down that other one. I didn't go down that one yet. I actually turned around because I thought I wanted to show this stuff to you guys after I was about a mile deep, and I was like, you know, I'm going to show it on the way back, but, you know, I decided to do the whole thing over again because the way back, the sun would be making the video just look awful. So you see this video, or this road here, people just drove around those trees. They weren't really in the way. And you see mud season is slowly coming to an end. This was pretty muddy, as you can tell by the ruts, but I'm not sinking at all. That was probably a few weeks ago when there was still tons of snow out here on this road. Wow. Oh my gosh, on the way back, I'm gonna have to show you out that window. Every single tree is pushed over, but not all the way. They only fell over like halfway for some reason. Yeah, that actually does look pretty cool out the side there. I'm gonna show you that. You gotta drive over towards the drainage ditch again. I'm not going to go any further because this is about out of the area of the microburst. This is a gravel pit. This is where they get all the fill to build the roads. Place like this. I'm just gonna back up a little bit. We're gonna go back up here, and I want to show you how the trees are slanted over. It looks kind of cool. You see how over there every tree is slanted but not tipped over? There's a good chance a lot of those trees might survive that. I've seen them start straightening out where the tree's slanted, but you can tell like the past decade of growth, it's kind of up. I've seen trees like that. I personally own a few. Now the trees that are all the way down, some areas out here is just a total blowdown. People asked me during the winter video, are they gonna come out and salvage it? Or just gonna wait for it to grow in again with new trees? I really don't know. They should definitely come out and salvage some of this stuff. Look at all that, just pushed right on over. And yeah, I know something is broken on the car. It's been like that for a few weeks. Doesn't seem to be affecting handling. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have my mechanic look at it eventually when I come back into town. But I have a lot of work to do this time of year when it's the spring thaw season. Put you guys back in the windshield. Let's continue on our way just a little bit more. You know, I can't believe how much YouTube destroys my 1080 quality videos. They're so blurry, mainly when I'm filming water, because that takes a lot of... Well, that tree just came in the car and it shut my mirror. Push the mirror back out. Well, I recently upgraded to 4K. I've always tried to do that, but I've always kept shying away from it because 4K always made my phone I edit on keep crashing. It made my laptop keep crashing because it was just too big of a file. But to be honest, I was using a laptop up until a month ago that was from 2014. It's very out of date. My phone I've only had 2 years, but I usually buy phones that are a few years old anyways because I couldn't ever afford them before. But this time, decided to splurge. What I'm recording on now is a brand new top-of-the-line phone, and they film just as good as any digital camera these days. This camera and the new laptop I just bought have the fastest RAM you can possibly have. No more crashing. It can easily handle editing these 4K videos without crashing halfway through and losing everything like my old stuff did. It was well worth the investment. And this, I did not buy this to be a phone. I bought it to be a camera. It's never going to be activated. It's never going to get the chance to go on Wi-Fi. It's just a camera. It just goes into that laptop. The laptop is mainly to edit certain things, but I'm still going to do most of it on the phone. And the laptop I bought with high speed it's mainly a go-between from storing and backing up all my stuff from the camera. So there's no need for that thing to ever be connected to the internet either. And I just bought a computer tower that has over 200 terabytes of storage. Even in this super high quality, I'll be able to record things for years and not run out of space now. And you know, lack of space, especially in high quality, has always made me shy away from filming things. Have you ever noticed? Sometimes in videos it seems like I'm really rushing. It's because I'm afraid of running out of space. Or afraid of when I go to edit that, it keeps crashing and losing things. But finally upgraded to equipment that can handle it, and that should be years before that stuff becomes obsolete. Look at this stuff we're driving underneath. I bet these pine trees are going to look absolutely beautiful in high quality footage. Yep. And you know, in my old videos in 1080, they looked just as good to me as the 4K does in my eyes. But it's when it gets uploaded to YouTube, they diminish the quality so much for some reason. Even when you're watching it in highest resolution on YouTube, it's the YouTube compression because they just don't want to pay for the storage. But they're doing a new thing on YouTube where they are encouraging people to upload in 4K, and 4K videos actually get recommended more these days. I know it's kind of crooked that they're doing that, but it seems to be true. My newer, higher quality videos, more people are watching them, and even if I'm watching it in quality 240, it looks better than watching something originally filmed in 1080. It's because they don't really compress 4K, and it looks absolutely beautiful when you're filming moving water, because that takes a lot of storage. Like, if I have a stationary camera and I'm doing some kind of work in the yard, or if I'm messing with water, especially walking around and showing rapids and stuff, you could be recording in the same quality, but it uses more storage to save this thing, just because of what's going on in the video. So a microburst, I think, is what that was. That's why it's so contained. It's only in that maybe dozen square mile radius. Well, it's more of a giant rectangle, but that's about all we're gonna see on these roads. You see the damage every time we move away from the center is becoming less and less. So I do think that was probably a microburst over the winter time, because there's far less damage now that we're coming out this far. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn around here, or maybe I'll continue and look for other things. I've never actually explored this area, and this area needs to really put up signage, because the end of this road said we're going somewhere, and there's nothing telling me which way it could possibly be. Well, I hope this video, the blowdowns, was interesting, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. I should also speed up my internet at the house because of this higher quality. You know, when I first got charter internet put in my house, I was like, wow, why was I using my unlimited data plan for all these years? It would take a while to upload in 1080. When I got the internet, I got Charter's slowest internet they offered, and it was like 100 times better. Wow. Then now that I got 4K, it's still pretty good, but sometimes it takes a couple days for each of these videos to go up, and that means I can't use the camera or any of my equipment for those couple days. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get that internet sped up too. I can speed it up 4 times as fast for only $20 extra a month. I was, when I got it, paying $40 a month, but that's only for 12 months with Charter. Now I'm paying $60, but if I up it to $80, I'll be able to go way faster. I think I should do that too. Well, thanks for watching and taking the time to see this video, everyone. Have a great day. Crunch! Guys, I regret not leaving the camera going. 10 more seconds. You just saw when I crunched over that thing? This is literally 10 more seconds at the speed I was traveling. And look at it. It's blocked. Gotta really pay attention to where I'm backing up, but it's blocked. Just another minute up the road. Yep, just backing in. There's a little road right here, and this is exactly what I crunched on. See, literally 10 seconds up the road. This is the thing I just ran over. Second big crunch. Alright everyone, so I just went down the other way of that fork, and this is what we got. A dead end, just a place for a big rig to turn around when they were logging. By the looks of it, this was logged probably in the past year or so. If you see over here, look how tightly planted these trees are. That's why they don't live that long, and they fall down so easily. They're not very strong, especially the edges of them. They're strong when they're all together. They can stop the wind, but the edges fall over quite often. So we went down this road a little bit. You see, this is why I turned around earlier in the video, so you'd have a better view. The sun really destroys the view. Still a good amount of snow right there. That was so soft driving through that snow. It's nice. There's a few muddy areas. I'll show you a couple highlights on the way back. I'm not going to show you the whole road, especially with that horrible sun angle. I don't know how well you're seeing this on the screen, but I can't really see it good in real life. This was probably logged, it looks like, last year. Here's a good amount of mud. See what a mess they leave behind filling in the drainage ditch. No wonder the road starts washing out. I'm surprised they don't clean up the ditch when they're done. If they just cleaned up the ditch a little bit, it would save the road, even if they're not going to use it for another decade or two. It'd still save them a lot of money over time. this tree. This one has not been cut up. People just been running it over. The like 5 people who have been down here all year. Not many people have driven over that thing. This place is so vast, I love it. You can easily get lost in a place like this. This is why during tourist season, you have to go through a checkpoint, because so many people used to get lost out here. And you also have to pay a good amount of money per day to come out here on the roads. So if you want to come out here as a tourist during tourist season, you're destroying the roads just by using them. Going over a logging bridge, which is definitely a temporary logging bridge. I've never seen one built like that. Doesn't even have foundations or anything. That wood is just sitting on the embankment. Is this the road? Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this road here. Nope, that is not the road, but I'll show you anyways. There's one road you can just look up it, and just the vastness in it is amazing. But this one also has a bunch of trees down. There's another bridge right there, like another 30 seconds down the road. Same build design as the one I just showed you. This is the road I wanted to show you. It's just beautiful. Just take a look at the vastness as it goes up the mountain. It's just beautiful. Look at this road. Pretty. This area had a big sheer blowdown. See how many dozens of trees are just tipped over? You can tell they were in the road. A bunch of them. I think this will be the last thing I'm going to show you in today's video. I'm going to actually get out here. This is a location that I recently posted on Post 10. I titled it, "Beavers made a very muddy mess out of this road." We tried to find the pipe. We located one end of it, but couldn't find the other. It was underneath so much mud. I'm just going to stop right here. Nobody else is going to come down this road. Plus, everything behind me is a dead end. And like literally 5 people have been out here all season. Wow, look right next to me. Remember the time I went camping under a tree? This would be a pretty spacious camp if I was to come down this road in the winter when no one's using it. I could camp right there. Similar to the time I camped in that middle of the road. Wow, I just got out of the car and was like, oh no, what happened? I thought I just saw a big gush of white smoke coming out of the engine bay. It's because I just drove through this puddle and it splashed against all the hot brake discs, splashed against hot engine parts. Yeah, I'm just wearing sneakers today. I don't plan on doing anything here or even trying to do anything. I'm sure the logging company will sort this out because they're planning on using this road pretty soon. Take a look at all the trees that fell over here because the beavers flooded it, making the ground so soft. So the culvert pipe is right here. We tried to locate it, but I have no idea of knowing, does it end there? Does it end there? It's somewhere around here anyways. If I did see it right now, I would definitely go after it, but I just don't see it. And wow, this is a beautiful beaver swamp. Look at all the material they have. You try removing this whole dam, try unplugging that pipe. They have so much material, it'll be back in no time. This road's a lot softer than it was the last time I came out here. This road's pretty rocky too, so it's not gonna be a huge problem until they start running big rigs down here. I love to see this new construction. This is all brand new construction. This dam was only a couple inches tall last time. Wow, these guys are active. Look at that giant dam. You can tell, I mean, Lodge, that thing is brand new. And look at the stockpile of stuff. You see they ate all the bark. That's their food. Wow. Such a stockpile, and that lodge is huge. There's probably a good amount of beavers in here. Wow. I gotta take pictures of this place. This is one of the most awesome beaver swamps I've ever seen. I just got some pretty cool pictures here, and I found a very interesting rock. Might keep it. Kind of looks like a face. This is such a beautiful place, and I can tell this culvert actually hasn't functioned in years. The amount of iron bacteria growing up, no distinct riverbed whatsoever. No, this thing hasn't ran in a while. And also, oh wow, that's actually a very good pipe. Look at that. That's cast iron. It's so thick. Wow. That is amazing. I was about to say, if that's a plastic one, chances are it's already crushed anyways. Wow, that's a very good pipe. That's also a very deep one. That's a very deep pipe. That would make such a big whirlpool and gush. Wonder where exactly it would be. It would be like probably under my feet or somewhere right here. Now this is a very small beaver pond. This, if any place, is one of the ones you'd get attacked at. Beavers are way more territorial when they have a small pond rather than a giant lake where they can easily just flee the predator. They're more likely to attack here, especially the lodge being so close and it being such a big family of beavers. Very interesting to see it though. I don't know why people think that beavers are such a bad creature. If you relocate them, they're worth so much money in water storage. And also, this is the middle of nowhere. Very few people actually live out here, and this is a pond. It's heavy. It's actually forcing water down. It's actually recharging the aquifers, making the forest far more healthy, recharging it for people's wells, all that stuff. This is very beneficial to the environment, having so much water around. During droughts in the summertime, this water will slowly be depleted, but it's helping things. And then, usually, the end of a summer drought usually ends in flooding. A lot of the beaver ponds will be on the empty side. That's a lot of water retention to stop flooding from downstream. But then, you got a roadway like this, and sometimes you have to unclog it for the roadway to be able to function properly. That's why the beavers need to be relocated sometimes deeper into the forest. They're worth a lot of money in water storage. That's why I think they shouldn't be hunted. They should just be moved to a far better place. They're experts at building and retaining water. They're experts at it. I also get a lot of comments that I want to address, but those people probably aren't the ones watching this channel. Those are probably people who don't even follow the channel, just come across the videos sometimes. I notice that issues with people in the comments, they always skyrocket when a video goes viral because they're new people who just don't understand the channel and don't understand what we do. Like the last time I had a video go crazy with views, a lot of new people came in, and you always get those people who yell at you in the comments for unclogging a culvert pipe, saying that I'm screwing with the environment. Well, you know that's a roadway. How would you feel if your entire area was flooded? Your whole backyard and house was flooded. Then someone comes along and says, we can't unclog it because of the environmental impact. So you got to live with that flooded property now. It's the same thing with these roads. These roads, eventually, this road's not meant to be a dam. And this beaver dam, their reinforced part is just on top of the edge of the road. It's not going down. Beavers continue to make that thing higher and higher. Eventually, the part that they didn't reinforce being the road, which is not built to be a dam, eventually will start pushing out from beneath. Maybe it'll push out so slowly that the beavers recognize it, or it could just take out the whole road. All the sediment is lost. Whole road has to be replaced. Huge impact. Those people just don't understand that stuff sometimes. This is really cool seeing this crystal clear water filtering here into the muddy puddle. Really nice. And also all the frogs are starting to come out again this time of year, which is exciting. Very exciting. Look what I knocked off the bottom of the car today. Usually I carry a lot of extra these plastic pins and stuff. I actually don't have my toolbox on me today. I forgot it when I was heading out. But I do have some bungee cords. I'll figure out a way to stop this from dragging just until I get home, because I plan on being out on these roads at least a couple more days. So I'm going to find a way to get this thing up. Then when I get home, I have a brand new pressure washer I've never actually used yet. I bought it specifically for cleaning the undercarriage of the car because the water pressure of the hose, especially, or even with it being on a jet setting, a special nozzle, I'm under there sometimes hours just digging packed in mud out of every little crevice of underneath the car. It's just packed everywhere. It's very time consuming. It takes hours every time I get back from off-road. Because if you leave it there, eventually it's just going to cause rust to happen, having that mud constantly there. And also, I have yet to do it this year. I'm waiting until this vehicle is off the road and I get the new work truck. When I get the new work truck, this vehicle I'm just going to keep as a spare. This vehicle has now almost exactly what's on the odometer. Let me go check. Let me see exactly what's on the odometer. All right. I got 300,000, 28283. So that's 228,283 miles on the odometer currently. So basically that means the car is not really worth much of anything to anybody these days, despite it only being a 7-year-old vehicle. It's driven so much over the years. So for that reason, it's not worth much. Also, I'm going to drop the collision on the car. Insurance will be like nothing on it. Just use that as a spare, so I don't have to put miles on the new truck when don't need to be. So as soon as I get that vehicle, whenever I do, I'm going to do what I always do with this car. I always get the undercarriage spotless, take a metal brush on any little rust forming on the frame, especially the weld marks is where it likes to form. Rocker panels, rip off the plastic on the bottom of the doors, look anywhere rust likes to occur, grind it down, and undercarriage underneath the rocker panels when you remove the plastic shields or whatever you want to call them. You can't see it, so I just use black Rust-Oleum. Undercarriage spray, what's that stuff called that's supposed to reduce noise? Whatever that rubber crap is, that does not prevent rust. It actually encourages it because moisture, whatever you call that, you know what I'm talking about. Just use Rust-Oleum. I get the professional Rust-Oleum paint, which comes in the big silver can. I just spray that over everything I just sanded down and under my car. After all these miles of dirt roads, all this stuff I've run over, it looks pretty good under there because of that maintenance. And what's that stuff called where you put it inside the frame and stuff? You know, you spray it, it bleeds a certain amount, that oily stuff. I've never given that a chance because it would just get washed off driving through all these floods and puddles. But it's done pretty well. Just doing that maintenance keeps everything in really good shape. So I'm going to do that kind of maintenance pretty soon after I pressure wash underneath, get everything, stop it from rusting. I don't feel like getting extremely filthy, so I just want to pull somewhere where I can crawl underneath without being on the mud, like over here. A lot of grass and big rocks. I'll feel much better getting under there. I want to actually put the wheel on top of that big rock. It'll give me a little more space. Back up a little. Stay on top of that rock with the emergency brake. All right. We got it up there pretty well now. Bungees aren't touching anything hot. Because I pulled over on the edge, I didn't get dirty at all except my arm and hand from just touching the muddy undercarriage. So I went and I walked down here, started washing my hands in that puddle, and when I was washing my hands, I felt something gooey in there. It's a pile of moose poop. So went back to the car, got some of my Dawn dish soap, washed my hands in the water trickling across the road instead. All right, think we're good to go. Just got to avoid driving over certain things now, knowing that thing is loose. I'm amazed at things I've ran over the years with this car and it's still running. I've hit the oil pan a couple times so hard that the car jumped and hit the stop blocks. Can't believe it just has a little dent. Never broke it. But there is something in the back making noise. I'm not sure what that is from this trip. Here we are going back through a blowdown. Sun's about to go down too, or no, it's just cloudy. We actually have another 2 hours of daylight this time of year. It doesn't get dark now until almost 8. It's like 5:30. This is another major blowdown area I didn't show you guys earlier. Yeah, you see, sometimes it's really just not avoidable running over some of this junk. That's why on roads like this, you really should have skid plates and stuff. That's why trucks usually have them, for driving over stuff like this. Because that's what that plastic thing was. That is a skid plate, but it's made from plastic, mainly just keeping water out of there on the roadways. Wow, look at this road. This road's gonna be closed probably forever unless someone's cabin or something's down there, but by the overgrowth that didn't fall over, it looks like it's abandoned. I don't know if you can tell how many birch trees are actually down across that. It's a lot. A lot of stuff down there. Oh, these birch trees, those are really nice. Birch grows fast too. It's good for summer privacy, but you can see through it so easily in the summer. I'm actually letting a lot of birch trees grow in my yard. Since all the pine trees fell over, the invasive bugs don't seem to like them as much. Although the emerald ash borer is supposedly not picky. It's just going after the soft woods first, since it's easier to chew. And we're back on the section of road I already showed earlier. This was a much more exciting road than I thought it was going to be when I first went down. I thought I was going to... I'm dragging a branch. But thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.